The core difference between Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Sambo is their philosophy of combat. BJJ believes the ground is where leverage defeats strength, seeking to bring every fight to the mat for control and submission. Sambo, in contrast, uses gravity as a weapon, aiming to end the battle with a single explosive throw. BJJ practitioners master ground positions like guard and mount, attacking patiently. Sambists focus on off-balancing and throwing, seeking to finish the fight instantly. While both arts have evolved, their foundational mindsets remain. BJJ welcomes the ground, Sambo seeks to dominate before it. This philosophical divide shapes every movement, strategy, and instinct in each art. Both Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, commonly known as BJJ and Sambo, can trace their origins back to the ancient traditions of Japanese Jiu-Jitsu and the more modern art of Judo. These Japanese martial arts laid the foundation for both systems, emphasizing throws, joint locks, and the importance of technique over brute strength. As Judo spread internationally in the early 20th century, it inspired martial artists around the world to adapt and evolve its principles. However, as these arts traveled to different continents, they diverged and transformed in response to the unique social, cultural, and practical needs of their new environments. In Brazil and the Soviet Union, martial artists took the core ideas of Judo and Jiu-Jitsu and molded them into something distinct. BJJ's story began in Brazil when Mitsuyo Maeda, a Japanese Judo expert, taught his knowledge to the Gracie family. The Gracies, especially Helio Gracie, adapted these techniques to suit smaller, less physically powerful practitioners. They placed a strong emphasis on leverage, timing, and ground fighting, developing a system where technique could overcome size and strength. This focus on the ground game became the hallmark of BJJ. Meanwhile, Sambo was forged in the Soviet Union during the early 20th century, designed specifically for the Red Army. Soviet martial artists blended Judo with native wrestling styles from across the vast Soviet territories, creating a practical, combat-ready system. Sambo was intended to prepare soldiers for real-life, hand-to-hand combat, emphasizing efficiency, adaptability, and effectiveness. BJJ's reputation grew through a series of challenge matches in Brazil, where practitioners tested their skills against other martial artists. Its global popularity exploded with the advent of the UFC in the 1990s, where BJJ's effectiveness was showcased to the world. Today, BJJ is practiced internationally as both a self-defense system and a competitive sport known for its technical depth and strategic approach. Sambo, on the other hand, became a state-sponsored sport and a vital part of military training in the Soviet Union. It eventually split into two main branches: Sport Sambo, which focuses on throws and submissions in a competitive setting, and Combat Sambo, which incorporates strikings used by military and law enforcement. Sambo is especially renowned for its dynamic throws and powerful leg locks. The uniforms of each art reflect their unique origins and philosophies. The BJJG is designed for grip, control, and technical exchanges on the ground, while the Sambo Kurtka is built for explosive throws and agile footwork, highlighting the different strategies each art employs. Ultimately, the evolution of BJJ and Sambo tells a story of adaptation and innovation. Each art reflects the culture, values, and needs of its homeland, and both continue to influence martial artists around the world today. At its core, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu's philosophy is rooted in patience, systematically progressing through positions, wearing down opponents over time, and never rushing the process. Every movement is calculated, every grip is intentional, and practitioners learn to trust in the slow accumulation of small advantages. BJJ athletes are trained to wait for the perfect moment to submit, capitalizing on their opponent's mistakes rather than forcing an opening. This patience is a hallmark of the art, teaching practitioners to remain calm and composed under pressure. It's a marathon, not a sprint, emphasizing the importance of being comfortable in adversity and always prioritizing control over unnecessary risk. BJJ teaches that survival and defense are just as important as offense. In contrast, Sambo is all about explosive power and seizing fleeting opportunities. Sambists look to end fights quickly, using high-impact throws or rapid leg locks to overwhelm their opponents before they can react. BJJ players value position before submission, always seeking to minimize risk and ensure steady, incremental progress. They believe that control leads to victory and that patience is the key to success. Sambists, on the other hand, are willing to accept greater risk for the chance of instant victory, often attempting bold, high-risk maneuvers that can end a match in seconds. BJJ matches are often slow, methodical, and strategic battles where every grip and position is carefully considered and the tempo is controlled and deliberate. Sambo matches, by contrast, are bursts of intensity and athleticism, with athletes constantly looking for explosive opportunities to finish the fight. One art solves the puzzle with patience and calculated moves, while the other relies on raw power and decisive action to break through defenses. Ultimately, the distinct rhythms and approaches to risk define the unique spirit of each art. BJJ's steady, strategic flow versus Sambo's dynamic, high-stakes energy. At the heart of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu lies its signature move, the guard. This unique position allows practitioners to use their legs not just defensively, but as powerful tools to control, manipulate, and attack opponents from the ground. The guard is a hallmark of BJJ, setting it apart from many other grappling arts, and is often where the most creative and technical exchanges happen. From this position, BJJ athletes unleash a variety of techniques, including the triangle choke, the armbar, and the rear naked choke, each designed to force a submission through precise application of pressure and timing. These moves aren't about brute strength. They rely on leverage, body mechanics, and pinpoint accuracy, allowing even smaller practitioners to overcome larger opponents. In contrast, Sambo is renowned for its explosive throws and relentless pursuit of leg locks. The art emphasizes taking the fight to the ground with authority, often using dynamic, high-amplitude throws that can end a match in seconds. Once on the mat, Sambo practitioners quickly transition to submissions like the straight ankle lock and the knee bar, targeting the legs with aggressive intent. These submissions are frequently entered from standing positions or during fast-paced scrambles, showcasing Sambo's adaptability and speed. In BJJ, takedowns are primarily a gateway to ground control, setting up the opportunity to work for dominant positions and submissions. But in Sambo, a well-executed throw can be the fight-ending action itself, instantly securing victory and demonstrating the art's emphasis on decisive, impactful techniques. BJJ practitioners are patient, often setting up submissions from dominant positions like mount or back control, methodically working to trap and finish their opponents. Meanwhile, Sambo athletes attack with speed and surprise, launching submissions in the blink of an eye, sometimes catching opponents off guard. They're willing to risk position, attacking from neutral or even disadvantageous spots if it means a chance to finish the fight quickly. The contrast is striking. BJJ is like a patient sniper waiting for the perfect moment, while Sambo is the explosive ambusher, striking with sudden force. Each art's techniques are a direct reflection of its underlying philosophy. BJJ values control, patience, and strategy. Sambo prizes aggression, speed, and unpredictability. When both arts attempt the same move, their approach reveals their mindset, one calculated and methodical, the other bold and opportunistic, making each encounter a fascinating clash of styles. In modern MMA, BJJ is essential. Fighters need its ground control and submissions to compete. For self-defense, BJJ empowers smaller people to neutralize larger attackers without striking. Sambo remains vital in military and law enforcement, emphasizing quick, powerful throws and rapid threat neutralization. On the street, Sambo's strategy of staying on your feet and ending fights fast is often safer. The best art depends on context. BJJ for prolonged ground fights, Sambo for quick, decisive action. Many now blend both, using BJJ's control and Sambo's aggression. The right approach is determined by the situation. BJJ excels in one-on-one rule-based matches where ground fighting is allowed. Its guard neutralizes stronger opponents, but can be risky if the ground is unsafe. Sambo dominates in scenarios rewarding takedowns and punishing passivity, especially on hard surfaces. BJJ's positional hierarchy offers safety and reliability. Sambo's throws and leg locks are faster but riskier. If the fight stays on the ground, BJJ's control prevails. If the fight is decided by the takedown, Sambo's explosiveness wins. Each art's advantage is situational. The environment and rules dictate which style shines. In 2025, the best grapplers are hybrids, blending BJJ and Sambo for a complete game. Fighters borrow from both BJJ players, adopt Sambo's takedowns and leg locks, while Sambists master BJJ's positional control. This cross-training creates athletes who are dangerous standing and on the ground. Champions like Islam Makhachev use Sambo throws to get fights to the mat, then apply BJJ style control to finish. The new generation adapts to any surface or rule set, attacking with both patience and power. Hybrid grappling is the future, open-minded, adaptable, and effective. The best fighters take tools from every art. The line between BJJ and Sambo is fading. Beyond differences, BJJ and Sambo share a spirit of self-improvement and discipline. Both arts humble practitioners, teaching resilience and problem-solving under pressure. The camaraderie built on the mats transcends language and culture. Grapplers share a universal language of leverage, timing, and control. Lessons from the mat, calm under chaos, strategic thinking, apply to all of life. The debate over which is superior misses the point. Both arts lead to self-mastery and personal growth. The true value lies in the journey, not the rivalry. We've explored the philosophies, techniques, and evolution of BJJ and Sambo, but true understanding comes from practice, not theory. Try both arts, experience BJJ's chess-like ground game and Sambo's explosive throws. Discover which resonates with you, or blend both for a complete skill set. The first step is stepping onto the mat. Be ready to be humbled, challenged, and transformed. Don't let indecision hold you back. Growth comes from action. The real showdown is you versus your former self. Begin your journey and unlock your potential through grappling. Thank you for viewing. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification button so that you are informed of all new content. See you at the next video on your screen, and I will see you there.